Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Is that
I'm
you,
masked.
John? Is that you, John?
I'm under mask.
Am I
this
arrested?
morning.
Are you here to
No,
hold,
you're not. You're not arrested. I'm not going to arrest you.
I'm Peggy Burton. It's good to see you.
I just wanted to have that on because let people know it's very important, very, very important, in a lot of places in our nation. You're required to wear, and it's a good thing. I mean, we're trying to keep each other healthy. That's what it is. I mean, it's you never know who's going to end up with this deal and how they're going to get it and where it's going to come from.
Honestly, John, how do you know you've been exposed? You have to quarantine yourself if you know for a fact that you've been exposed.
Right.
But how do you know for a fact you've been exposed unless that person's laying in the hospital somewhere?
Well, when somebody they're doing a real big, there's a real effort on tracking.
That's good, yeah.
And if someone does get the virus, then they look around, and it's just like these a lot of these athletes. They're wearing watches or devices on them.
The device to tell them the blood pressure, their temperature.
Well, no.
And
What
all
it's
that?
telling them is where they are. In the NFL, it's telling it's like a GPS on you, and it tells where you are every second of the day. And so, like, say you're a member of the Titans.
Okay.
And you're in the locker room on Monday at 10 o'clock. Well, all of a sudden, one of the players gets COVID that was in the locker room at Monday on 10 o'clock.
So you can spot those people.
That way they can tell who was close to this person. It's called tracking, and let all those people know that, okay, this guy over here that you were with on Monday's got the deal. So you need to quarantine yourself until we figure out whether you've got it or not.
I watched a fascinating TV show the other night, and it was about the new normal. And when all these people that are going to die off, then there's less cars on the road, so the emission, all the stuff that's in the atmosphere will get cleaner. There's a lot of things that will get better. I know I don't want it, nor do you. We don't want to get the virus and die.
Well,
but anytime there's a cleansing, there's going to be a different normal.
Right.
And we may end up the rest of my life in a mask. If I choose
possible.
to.
That's possible.
You
just don't know. You just don't know what this earth we live on. We think that we're the ones. We're the man. There have been people. There have been people on and off of this planet for thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years.
Oh yeah.
And you never know. Just like right now, they're talking about global warming, and as some of the ice caps melt, they're finding these ice caves. And they're going down in these ice caves, and in some of the ice, there are viruses that are hundreds of thousands of years old.
And they may come out again, right?
And that might be what turns us into superstars. It might have been a virus that turned us from an ape into a man.
Who knows?
You just don't know. It's just a crazy time, and the one thing we can do, the one thing we have to do, is remain civil to one another.
I agree with that. Absolutely. I think we're going through a period of time when there's so much anger, and that's just stop and have a conversation.
Right. And people, we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave, but yet the guy on the other side of the computer on the internet doesn't want you to be able to say what you think is right, and he's going to beat you up for what you think is right because it's not what he thinks is right. They're going to get in your yard and steal your signs. Everybody's mean. Guess what? We all have our own opinion. It's a free country.
It's a free country, and we are allowed to have our own opinion.
I heard a story last night. A friend of mine called me, Tim Daly, my writing partner, and he was upset, and he just wanted to call because one of his old-time buddies and his sister are not speaking to each other ever again, maybe over politics.
Sad.
Now, why in the world would you make
I don't understand
a person
that at all.
you love you get in that big of a riff with somebody you love
Because
over
they're
politics,
over politics, yeah.
which is all a bunch of lying anyway.
Well, again, everybody has their opinion, and they have
Yeah.
a right to that opinion.
Sure
and,
they do.
And everybody can vote. So my answer to that is get out there
Vote.
and vote for what it is you want.
Hey, last night at our city board meeting, we picked our alderman that will fill the seat of Ray Noes, and I'm very proud that Zenobia McGee was
I am
picked.
too. Wow.
And she had a wonderful statement that she made to the board in her asking to be alderman that we're going to play
Oh,
today,
good.
and
Great.
it says something that that all of us need to pay attention to, and the fact that she is not a politician, she is a humanitarian,
And a
she
wonderful
tells
one,
the
yeah.
difference between the two. Listen when it comes on. Here's something for you about that stuff right now. How old is old enough to be grown? Hobbits come of age at 33. Americans say at 18 you can die for your country, but you can't drink a beer. Who is wise enough to set the parameters? The media, institutions, preachers, teachers, or the bright light that shines through our soul? Only we know the when and where we reach the age of understanding. Nobody else should state that date. State the date for one's inner awakening. Surely not politicians.
Thank you.
So, some people grow up in one age and some people grow up
Some
in another.
people grow up, and
you know?
some people never
grow up.
Sorry.
Well, they grow old, but they never
Don't
grow
grow
up.
up,
That's
yeah.
us.
Well, I'm pretty grown up now.
I have measured out my life in coffee spoons.
Coffee spoons?
In the morning and morning pots brewing day after day until the years of sugared sweetness have caused my feet to swell and tingle in the most uncomfortable way. Though shoes and belt are both too tight and pose impending doom, I couldn't bear to start the day without the smell of coffee in the room.
I don't think I could either. I have a few medical issues, and one of them is I shouldn't drink a lot of coffee, but I do drink 1 cup of coffee every day. And if that gets cut out, I'll just have to shoot myself.
So here's something that I wrote a long time ago, and it's a fun little thing that I just ran back across, and it's a way of saying, get over yourself, okay? Just get over yourself. Mary Pope on Church Road, riding on a goat, searching for redemption. Her heart was filled with hope. She'd not done that much wrong, but still she plodded along. The church door locked. With nothing to do, she picnicked on goat barbecue.
You ever eaten goat barbecue?
A bunch of it.
Oh,
Don't
I
you
have
remember the
too.
Red
Yeah,
Devil?
I
the
grew
Red
up
Devil
on-
barbecue down
I grew up on
by
goat
CD
barbecue.
Stamps.
Yeah.
Remember that building down by CD Stamps? It was called the Red Devil Barbecue.
I don't
That's
remember.
all they
I
had.
might not have been around then.
Oh, you were. You just. It wasn't on your radar.
Oh,
But
okay.
all they had was goat
Goat
barbecue.
You got another one?
There once was a queen who fell in love with a Marine. One long afternoon that ended under the moon. Fireworks lit up the night, reflecting their delight. But when the morning came, he was the queen's man again. He didn't see it as a fall because he still walked the wall, showing his affection with his protection that reached to the moon since that queen afternoon.
I'll have to think about that one. I didn't get it all. I'm sorry.
There once was a queen who fell in love with a Marine.
Right, I got that part.
One long afternoon that ended under the moon. Fireworks lit up the night, reflecting their delight.
Got that part.
But when the morning came, he was the queen's man again. He didn't see it as a fall because he still walked the wall, showing his affection with his protection that reached to the moon since that Queen afternoon.
Okay, I got it.
The guard got a chance to spend an afternoon with the Queen.
Right.
Changed his life.
I don't see it happening somehow.
You don't see it
I was
happening?
thinking about the Queen of England, and I was thinking, okay.
Well, you never can tell what that sneaky old gal's done. She's been around a long time.
I went to compliment our firemen on September 11th.
Oh, yeah.
Climbing those stairs, as
They do
many
it,
stairs
they do it.
as they climbed during the
9/11,
horrible
yeah,
9/11, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there at their ceremony.
And you usually go to Nashville and do that, but that thing in Nashville was canceled, so Chief Chastain and his bunch put together a way to do it right here on the football field
They're a
at
fabulous
Tullahoma.
group. We are so proud of them.
And speaking about football, we will not be playing Spring Hill this Friday night, which was going to be our homecoming game.
So what
Spring Hill
happened?
is locked down on COVID.
Whoa.
So we have been given a forfeit there, so that is a win for us. We were going to have homecoming this week. Homecoming has been postponed for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
So, but we are going to Beach High School. We picked up another football game on Friday night. Tullahoma Wildcats will go play at Beach.
So you're talking about homecoming being on the 25th,
It's going to be
I mean,
not next
24th,
weekend, but the
25th?
next weekend.
which is the 25th. Is
Right.
that going to be here or somewhere else?
Yes,
Yes, here?
here.
Okay, because when I set up the Isaac Eady event, we were assured there was no football game, but
No,
it
there's a
was-
football game this Friday.
right, which is
Then the next football game is at Lincoln County, which is the day he's going to be here.
okay, that's good.
And then the homecoming game is the game after
After
Lincoln
that,
County.
all right, I'm
October
October
2nd.
2nd.
Yes.
Okay, glad.
We're
I'm glad of
good.
that.
You're good. I've checked on that. So, but we're real proud of our Wildcats, and we
Yes, we are.
want to have support for that fine program that we've got going right now. There's a possibility that we can play 5 weeks of football and be 6-0,
That'd be nice.
which is, think about that, you mathematicians.
That wouldn't be me.
With all that said, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with today's show.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last night was our city board meeting, and one of the things that was to be done last night was the appointment by the board of the alderman who will take over Ray Noah's seat until the next election. Ray was an alderman who is now mayor. There were 5 candidates that were involved. It took 8 votes until a winner was finally decided on, and that winner was Zenobia McGee, and we have her statement right now.
And next, alphabetically, is Zenobia McGee.
My name is Zenobia McGee. I'm a native of Tullahoma and a product of both Tullahoma City School Systems and Motlow State Community College. I would like the board to consider me for the position of alderman. I'm a dedicated professional who brings a strategic yet personable approach to community service. I have a heart for the people, and I've always had a desire of serving in our community. Currently, I'm a member of the board of directors at Tullahoma Daycare, serving as vice president from 2014 to 2016. In 2012, history was made when I was chosen in the city of Tullahoma as the first African American chaplain under the ordinance of the Tullahoma Police Department. In 2016, I was asked by Carissa Smith Barkley, who is a Democratic organizer in Nashville, to run for the seat in the 47th District as state representative. Although I was honored to be considered, the timing and personal commitments during that particular time were not favorable for me to accept a committed run for office. Currently, I serve as the Director of Admissions at Tennova Healthcare Harton. My position provides a platform to ensure quality service to people at their most significant and vulnerable time of need. I am committed to, number 1, look out for the interest of the residents here in Tullahoma. Number 2, serve with an honest and open lens. Number 3, help bring a fresh perspective to the needs of our city. I do not consider myself a politician, but a humanitarian. The word politician is defined as a person who is professionally involved in politics, especially as a holder of or a candidate for an elected office. It also means a person who acts in a manipulative and devious way, typically to gain advancement with an organization. The word humanitarian means concerned with or seeking to improve the welfare of happiness of the people, pertaining to the saving of human lives or to the alleviation of suffering. This should be our common goal for this board. We should want our city to continue to thrive and to improve the livelihood of others. Serving not only in the capacity as a hospital administrator as well as clergy, I come with a wealth of knowledge as well as integrity to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. My care and commitment for family, friends, and my community has been constant and unwavering. Upon this foundation, I would be honored for the opportunity to serve as the next alderman for Tullahoma. Thank you.
The alderman be recognized for questions.
I have a question. If you were to receive the nomination and be put into the position, would you run again and next year when this position is back open again?
I would.
Business, and for new business, we will be considering the nominations and appointment of an applicant to fill the vacancy of the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the remainder of the unexpired term, ending upon the election of a qualified remainder of the August 2020 election.
And this is round number 8. Hallmarker voted for McGee. Stone voted for McGee. Blanks voted for McGee. Noahs voted for McGee. Blackwell voted for Moorhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barry.
I turned mine in. Ms. McGee.
Number 8. Barry voted for McGee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for McGee, 1 for Moorhead.
Ms. McGee, would you care to address the board?
Thank you to the mayor and the Board of Aldermen. Like I said earlier, I am committed to this community and to do what I can to make it better for the people. One thing you'll learn about me, I'm a big crybaby. And so I'm trying really hard now not to cry.
Cry if you want.
I'm thinking about my parents.
Proud of you.
You know, they've both passed away, but I hope they're looking down and really proud of me as well as my children and my grandchildren. So I do thank you for this opportunity, and I will not let you down, nor will I let the city down.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm on the set today with PJ Bailey and Paul Jalbert. Did I get it? And I'm going to turn it over first. We're representing horseplay today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And in different ways. So because there's several things that are going on. So I'm turning it over to PJ right now to tell me.
Thank you, Ms. Burton. For
Whatever.
those of you here in Tullahoma, you've heard of horseplay. It's therapeutic riding for children with challenges, both mental and physical. We always have a need for volunteers, and you can find us on our webpage and Facebook and get all the details for the sessions that the kids are involved with. We need to prep the horses, help the kids on the horses, and then clean up after. So if you'd like to volunteer with horses, we're the place to be. Our fundraisers this year have been interfered with the virus, like a lot of folks have had in.
You had to miss the luncheon, didn't you?
We're going to reschedule the luncheon, but it'll be carry out and pick up only.
Oh, so when will that be rescheduled to?
9 October.
9 October. So
And
that's not too far away.
Call Top Rehab to reserve your meals, and if you have 5 or more, we'll deliver.
Very nice.
Right. This Saturday is our Swing and Sway Barn Dance at Lynchburg at the pavilion down there at the park. And that'll start at 6, but we'll need help for setup. Again, you can call Top Rehab, check our Facebook page or website for details about our Swing and Sway Barn Dance.
So Top Rehab is handling tickets and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I have tickets as well.
Do we have their number, or it's all right if you don't?
Let me find it.
It's okay.
All right,
Everybody
just
can look
Top
that
Rehab here in Tullahoma.
Yes.
What I wanted to bring up today is Mr. Jalbert. Paul Jalbert has done some work for us carving signs, and I have some slides I'd like to show you if we can bring those up.
You're up. There you go.
These are our memorial benches. The benches were donated and Mr. Jalbert volunteered to carve. You can't really see the carvings on it, but some of the signs. Next slide, please. This is our entry sign. Again, it's kind of hard to see. Next slide.
I've
That's
seen
better.
that. There you go. That's beautiful. And you hand carved that. That's wonderful.
Next slide. This is our sensory trail where the kids get to ride horses and do various things. It helps their abilities. He carved his sign as well. Next sign. This is our new entryway sign so folks can find us easier on Wayside Drive just by the West High School, or middle school.
Middle school. It's Highway 130.
Yes, ma'am. And this is the guys that helped Mr. Jalbert there on the left put the sign up. Mr. Jalbert's part of the Tennessee Valley Wood Carving Club, and he's been very beneficial for the horseplay, and I'd like for him to be able to describe what his club does and some of the things he's done. So, Mr. Jalbert.
All right, Paul, take it away. Tell us about some of your stuff.
Well, let me first explain how I got involved.
Okay.
Mary Beth Harton, who's a member of Horseplay, is married to John Harton, who's a member of the Tennessee Valley Wood Club. So Mary Beth came home to John and said, "John, we need someone who can carve." John came to the next Wood Club meeting and said, "Paul, you're it." So that's how volunteer.
Well, how lucky they were.
That's how volunteering happens.
That is.
So I got together with Philip and he prescribed what he wanted carved on the benches. We did that job pretty quickly and then moved on to the various signs around the Horseplay campus.
I'd love it if you could focus on this.
Well,
There we go. Tell us about that.
Well, since most of my work is sign work, the Tullahoma community is essentially my gallery.
Right.
I don't have very many works that I've done for myself, but this is a cedar elephant. The tusks are beech, and it's called relief carving, where the wood is about 1.5 inches thick. But if it's carved properly, it gives the illusion of a three-dimensional object. So that's one of the fascinations of carving.
It's
that
awesome.
I like.
I mean, it's how long does it take you to put that together?
When I work for myself, it's a back burner job, so
Right.
it took a long time while I worked on things for other people. But let me say one other thing. When I first started carving, I went to the Merit Badge University with the Boy Scouts in Cumberland University, and I saw a demonstration of wood carving by the local carving group, and I decided that was something I wanted to try. So I came back here and found the Tennessee Valley Woodworkers, and they have a group that about maybe half a dozen to a dozen carvers that meet twice a month. So I joined up with them and started to learn how to carve. And the advantage of working with a club is that you have tutors and mentors.
Yes.
So there was always somebody that could answer a question or show me how to do something I wanted to do.
I know that we've had you at the South Jackson Civic Center. We've had the Wood Carving Association, and I'm just always overwhelmed with the beauty and the expertise to me that it takes.
Well, that's kind of the next step
And
in
patience.
the process. Is when I first started carving, I wanted to carve Indians and mountain men and all of those fantastic things that you always see, but I quickly learned it's harder than it looks. So I said I needed to fall back and try something that was a little bit more feasible. So I started carving lettering because everybody knows what lettering should
And you
look
carved
like.
the lettering on this
Yes,
basket, or not basket, whatever this is.
it's my toolbox.
Your toolbox. And like this piece right here, did you make that happen?
Yes.
That is beautiful. How in the world did you do it?
Well, carving rope is kind of difficult. It
I
takes a
would
lot
think
of
so.
practice, but eventually you figure
Eventually
it out.
you get it. Okay.
But in carving lettering, you learn how to use tools, learn how to sharpen, and a lot of other kind of basic parts of wood carving. And when I started carving lettering, that's when I realized that carving wooden signs was really fun.
Was fun.
Which is how I ended up working with Philip.
It is a great contribution because having the quality of signs that you've been able to do increases the visibility of horseplay and what it means to our community. And I wanted to just throw out, anybody that's interested in having their children come and ride horses need to contact horseplayincorporated.org, and you'll find all the information there. And I'm not sure how long the process goes on in the summer. At some point, they close up for winter, I think.
Yes.
But it's a wonderful organization. I encourage everybody to come out on the 19th of September, which is next weekend. Saturday. Oh, it's this week.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hello. My band's going to be there. I guess I should know. Anyway, yes, and we hope everybody will come out. They have food for sale. There's an auction. There's all kind of things going on, and a great opportunity to be of service to Horseplay Incorporated. Time goes really fast. They're fixing to run me off. Any last-minute words you want to say?
No, ma'am. You
All
got
right.
it.
Thanks for coming, and
Thank you.
thanks for your beautiful work and your beautiful donation. We'll be back, and obviously I don't know with what. Sorry.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman. And this is Pat Welch, and this is Conversations with John and Pat, segment 26.
We're still in the mix.
We're still in the mix.
Well, this is a little song about Uncle John. It's a song that's you might say a gospel song. It's our brother Carol Owens one time told this story in our church, and I always thought that was a great song, great story that needed to have a song written about it. And another thing, there was an old gentleman in our church back at that time, Mr. Haley York. And Mr. York couldn't hear very good, and he was always dressed very nicely in a gray suit, as I remember, and he would sit up near the front just like this with a hand propped up on the pew with his hand cupped around his ear, just like that. So this
natural hearing aid.
Yeah, he was my inspiration for putting
Now,
a
what would
person
this be? Mid 60s or so, John?
70s.
70s.
Probably
okay.
70s. He lived out on Avoca Road, and he was a dear old fella. And Uncle John sat on the front pew with his hand cupped around his ear. Though he listened for the preacher, the old man he couldn't hear. Why, you had to get right in his face to make yourself be heard. Or write him notes, 'cause Uncle John, he couldn't hear a word. But Uncle John was faithful, every Sunday he'd be there, straining to hear the choir sing or to catch the morning prayer. So one day I asked old Uncle John, why do you come to church? With a godly twinkle in his eye, he answered in these words, I want everyone to know which side I'm on. I want everyone to know which side I'm on. I can't hear the word, it's true, but the very least that I can do, I can let everybody know which side I'm on. Uncle John went on to tell me God wants us to take a stand, and he wants his people faithful, even me, an old deaf man. You either live for God or Satan, the battle line's been drawn. And I decided years ago just to show which side I was on. Then the old man turned and walked away, his message had been clear. How a man can still be used of God even though he cannot hear. But do you know Uncle John can hear now? Yeah, the Lord called him on home. But I never will forget his words telling me which side is on. I want everyone to know which side I'm on. I want everyone to know which side I'm on. I can't hear a word, it's true, but the very least that I can do, I can let everybody know which side I'm on. Let everybody know which side I'm on. Thank you.
Oh, that was
Thank you.
awesome.
I enjoy that song because it means a lot to me.
And I have told you before, I don't have all your songs cataloged and memorized and so on and so forth, but that is my favorite song that you've written.
Yeah, and you're like me. You grew up in a home that there was no negotiating whether you were going to church or not.
John, in both of our homes, the negotiations never started. You just got your clothes on and got in the car.
Like a fella said one time, he had a drug problem when he was young. His parents drug him to church every Sunday. And my parents, there was never a question. We got ready and went, and that was a part of our everyday week, and I always thought it was very good. It's I think it builds character. I don't know, and of course I think it's a thing of devotion that a person must decide on.
And you know, there'll come a time in every kid's life and young adults and old adults too, where they may resent having been pulled, and that's why Uncle John and people like Mr. Haley it's not just your parents, they're seeing somebody else that church means something to, and it's a great example. And it's another kind of backup St. Francis is saying about preach always, but when necessary use words. See, Uncle John and Mr. Haley didn't have to use words, just being there.
No. And I remember going to visit Mr. Haley York one Sunday. Maybe he'd been sick. I'm not sure what the reason I was over there for, but I visited him, and it was later in the day, and you could tell he was kind of getting ready to go to bed. He's one of those go to bed early, probably wake up early. But I looked, and there was a skillet that was on top of the stove top there, and there was 2 pieces of thick sliced bacon in there, and I felt like all he needed to do the next morning was just turn the heat on and he could start his breakfast.
He's organizing tomorrow today. Isn't that great?
There was his granddaughter worked for Brad Winley in the veterinarian office. Her name was Diane. She rode a little scooter.
She worked a long time for Dr.
She sure
Winley.
did. Yeah. She was a good. Mr. York was a good gentleman. You want to tell the story about your little trip with the gentleman that knelt down by the bedside?
Yeah, I don't think he's not alive to give his blessings to this story, but I don't think his family would mind, and he wouldn't mind. And that was a good friend, Alan Crouch, who was notorious in his younger days when he first came back to Tullahoma. He went to UT, and he lived in the house that's still there, an older house on Jackson Street. I believe it's across Warren from the old Harton House. But anyway, Alan drank too much, and there's other things he did probably in excess that he wished he hadn't done. But he got himself churched and got himself sober, and he was so thankful for it. And one time we went on, for our church, we went on a call committee trip to Connecticut, I believe, looking for a pastor. And we were in a room that had two beds, and we were kind of like, we hadn't put the bacon in the pan, but we were going to bed pretty early. But I'd got in bed, and it was dark enough where I couldn't see real well, but I didn't see anybody in his bed, and I thought, I hope he hadn't fallen, because at that point he was a little bit older. But I finally saw his head, and I finally realized that Alan was on his knees praying, and he had a prayer book with him. And the next day I said something to him about how much that had influenced me, and he said, I'm just so thankful every day that I've made it through without drinking. And I also pray that at night that I'll make it another day. And that was a really
sweet moment.
It really was. Yeah.
Moment.
Yeah.
Ed, this is nice to talk about this, but we're going to have to end it again, and that is the end of 26?
26, which was in the mix, we said. Right. But it's not the end of the conversation, John. As long as P. Hitt will have us back, we're coming back for 27. Thank you.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Hello everyone, Governor Bill Lee. The 2020 census is underway and more than 60% of Tennesseans have already been counted. I want to encourage every household that hasn't yet responded to the census to do so now. An accurate census will bring more of our federal tax dollars back to Tennessee communities to support services that we all like health care, education, roads, and so much more. Log on to 2020census.gov to answer some simple questions about the people living in your home. You can also respond by phone or mail in your questionnaire. It should only take a few minutes and can mean so much for your family and your community. Help shape the future of Tennessee by responding to the 2020 census today.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm always enjoy having this next lady on the show with me because she's someone that I'm around quite a bit, but you never can be around her too much. She's my girl. It's Fran, and she's here because she is the leader of Alzheimer's Tennessee in this region, and it is Make Alzheimer's a Memory, Sock Out, Purple Out, every kind of out, and she's out to tell you about all the good things that are getting ready to happen. And you have new socks.
I do. Can you get a shot of that sock?
There you
All
go.
right. John, thank you for letting me come this morning and talk with everyone about Purple Out. The Tennessee Clerks of Court Association adopted Alzheimer's Tennessee years ago as their charity of choice. And they came up with a special observance to be held annually, usually in September, to bring awareness to the many Tennesseans who are affected by dementia, Alzheimer's, and all the other related dementias. And so they created Purple Out. And of course, we partner with them and thank them for their support. In Coffee County, we have Heather Hines Duncan as our Coffee County Circuit Court Clerk, and she is active with this group. We have Robert Baggett has been the president this year of the Middle Tennessee group of court clerks, and they're all getting ready for Purple Out next week. Purple Out is a special time to wear purple and have fun with it. Alzheimer's Tennessee colors are purple and orange, of course purple for Alzheimer's and orange for the state of Tennessee.
Of course.
Of course, yes. And so this year we have a new model sock, as you mentioned. This is our new sock with the stars on it. These socks are available at our office. We also have another new model. It's a plaid, and it has purple and orange and gray. A really nice looking sock.
That's almost like a tartan in a way, isn't it?
It is indeed. And these socks are fun to wear. They're just $8 a pair, and we encourage people to buy them and wear them on Sock Out Day. Now, we are observing Sock Out, and we want to thank our new mayor, Ray Noes, for proclaiming Purple Out for Tennesseans and especially Tullahomans on September 23rd, 24th, and 25th. On the 24th, we do say Sock Out Alzheimer's, and we encourage people to wear socks that say Alzheimer's Tennessee.
There you go.
Take a picture of their feet. Yeah, and send.
Take a picture of your feet, folks. Mine are ugly.
Well, now you could wear a lovely pair of these socks and kind of
get rid of the gnarl.
Yeah. John
if you
has
have gnarly feet, get some Alzheimer's Tennessee socks, and your feet will look beautiful.
I wish you would wear some on occasion.
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
I'm past that.
I know you are. You're just cute anyway.
No, I don't know about cute.
Yeah.
But gnarly.
So we ask people to wear their special socks on September 24th. Take a picture and put it on their Facebook page and send it to our Facebook page.
Okay.
Because we want to show that many people are supportive of the cause. We do want to make Alzheimer's a memory. We keep striving in research and in care for people. You know, John, during this COVID time, we have been challenged to bring the support that many, many families need here in the Tullahoma area. And we have joined with the other regions in Tennessee in providing a weekly support group for family care partners. That's every week. We have a Zoom call now. It was first just a conference call. Now it's a Zoom call. People can go on Zoom or just stay on the phone and be part of a discussion every week. And then we also have our Memory Cafe, which is happening every week. And that is a time for persons who have received a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or some other dementia. They may have mild cognitive impairment, and that group meets weekly on the phone or Zoom to discuss the issues they face with a new diagnosis and how they are adjusting and realigning their lives to have good lives, even living with a diagnosis such as mild cognitive impairment or Alzheimer's disease. So we want to encourage folks to take advantage of these services. They can find out more by calling our office here in Tullahoma at 931-434-2348 or by going to our website, which is www.alz and then Tennessee spelled out .org. And
very good.
We also are having a monthly support group meeting. We did have one this past month in our office. We were socially distanced. We had masks on, and we want it to be safe for anyone who comes. If persons would rather talk over the phone, they're always welcome to call me. We have 24/7 helpline available. So I will show you again these socks. These are from last year, and I still think they're very pretty. These have the state of Tennessee TriStar on them, and they match my dress really well, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yes. So we have that one. We have this orange and white one, the plaid, and of course the stars.
That's right. So Sock Out
Alzheimer's on the 24th. Our office is located at 309 North Jackson Street. The Shahan Building is known by some. We're in the first office on the left when you come in, and we do have these socks available. Would love to sell everyone a pair to wear on Sock Out Day. Also on Friday the 25th, it's Purple Out Day, and we encourage people to
wear purple,
to decorate their front door, their mailbox, just to enjoy purple and go purple out. And you're going to be hearing more things from us this fall.
I guarantee you.
Yes. Monday is World Alzheimer's Day, and that's when we think about the millions of people around the globe who are affected by dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and other dementias. So,
and the support is so important because it's not only for the person who has the infirmment, but it's also for the people who are giving care. And it is so very important for those people to have support and have someone to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, information that can be helpful to them to survive and stay healthy themselves, to where they can give the support to the person who has the disease and stay well and healthy themselves. So, friend, thanks for coming, and let's sock it out. You want to?
Oh,
come on. We'll be like those dueling robots on boxing robots. She'd win every time. Thanks, babe. Glad to see you. All right, we'll be back after these messages.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mane. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm glad to have one of my young Turks on here today with me, Mr. Johnny Hill from Lynchburg, Tennessee, which I call him Johnny Lynchburg. They're getting ready to have your festival.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Second year.
Second year, yeah, year two.
And there's been some changes about what's going on down there. So what I'm going to do is keep quiet and let you look at that camera right there and tell the world what's happening and how things are progressing and everything's going to take place down there.
Well, for sure. Thanks for having me, first
you're
of all.
welcome,
Appreciate that. It's local involvement in this thing's huge, and that's what we're looking forward to getting a lot of the local market out. But this year we're seeing something a little bit different, and that's a lot more outside of just local market coming to this thing. We are one of the only music festivals happening in the Southeast region this whole year, and with that we've seen an increase in ticket sales. We are practicing a lot of safe practices, if you will, social distancing, mask required in certain areas, things like that. But yeah, we made a lot of improvements coming this year. We take people's safety and health, to an utmost priority, but also know that people need to get out and have fun, right? People need to have the ability to get out, enjoy themselves, and actually get to live a little bit. And so this year we've moved the venue is different. We moved to private property.
Where is that, Johnny?
Yeah, so we're going to be on Louse Creek Road on the south side of the county. If you're going towards Fayetteville, you basically just get off the main highway there, and then boom, you're at the venue. Yeah, so it's really easy to access.
So you're up at the top of the hill there where the Ironworks is?
Yeah, yes, very close to it. Yes, sir.
Now that's whose Ironworks is that? I forget what his name is.
I forget too.
Mulberry.
Yeah, that's right there in Mulberry.
It's right at the top of the hill right there. Is that where you turn?
But before you get there, you're going to turn. So yeah, once you've seen the Jack Daniel's warehouses, you're basically there.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, we've added a lot of artists this year. Of course, the talent levels have increased. Right, we've got 3 stages playing this year. We've added a day, so we've got 3 days now. We're Friday night from 4 to 11, and then Saturday and Sunday 11 to 11. So that gives us a little bit more time to play. More camping on site, and this year we have beer sales this year. We didn't have that last year. Yeah, so Miller Lite, Blue Moon, Cherokee Distributing, they're playing a big part in this year. So, from the local market here, we've got them involved, which we're excited about. So, yeah.
So throw a couple of names, throw a few little morsels out there.
So if you haven't been to www.lynchburgmusicfest.com or follow us on socials yet, please go do that. Follow all this stuff, get a chance to win things, free tickets, things of that nature. So basically we've got on Friday night, you've got Josh Turner headlining. Saturday, you've got Daniel Bradbury, Riley Green, Justin Moore as your headliner on Saturday night, and then Sunday we've got a few tricks up our sleeves, and then we do. We got a couple of big artists gonna make some appearances, but we've also got Kip Moore playing on Sunday night, and then we've got a lot of songwriters this year involved with the festival as well. So yeah, we're excited.
What about local? I mean, they're going to be local?
Absolutely.
Performers involved.
Absolutely. We've got, so if you look at the actual playbill this year, we have a lot of upcoming artists, a lot of names that some people may not recognize. And what this festival was designed to do was give upcoming artists the ability to elevate their careers, if you will, and get their names out there. So, a lot of upcoming artists this year. We've condensed it down due to all the regulations and making sure that, the stages get, swept and cleaned properly. And the acts are going in and out, and the backstages are handled properly. So you'll see a decreased number in acts, but you'll see a high quality of acts this year, for sure.
Well, and what we need to look at, I know there's been a bunch of yap about it. People have to take responsibility for themselves.
Absolutely.
I saw an article where there was a show like your show. Mm-hmm. So like your show, and you've got a piece of property that will allow 12,000 people or 15,000 people to watch the show in a safe environment, but yet when you get there, they're all up each other's rear end right in front of the stage.
Yeah.
You can't control stupidity.
It is hard.
And people want to do that, and they want to be right there. All you can do is the best you can do,
for sure,
at trying to make it healthy for everybody. And if they don't want to be stupid, you can't stop people from being stupid.
You can't make people do things they don't want to do. That's for sure. But we can try to help influence the best we can. And
the mask deal is a conversation that people are having about. Some of them wouldn't wear one if you paid them to do it because they don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
So, but that's just what happens.
Well, for sure.
So you be safe when you go somewhere.
For sure.
It's up to you to take care of yourself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, it's all our
responsibility. Y'all are going to do the best you can.
We are. We're going to do the best we can. Like I said, we got a lot of practices and protocols in place to take people's health and safety serious. But also we know too that this is it is a private event, and people want to have fun and get out there and enjoy life. This has been a tough year for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And and I think there's a lot of people who are looking forward to it because it's going to be something to do, for one, and two, it's we're not going to be trying to beat people on the head to conform, to something they don't want to do. Like, hey, we want you to have a good time. Come out, have a good time, and be safe when4th.
There you go.
Yeah. For sure.
So anything else? How you let them know, when is it?
Yeah, so it's October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are the dates. Again, Friday night and then Saturday and Sunday. Tickets start as low. Friday night tickets are as low as $25. That's something else we've done this year. It's been a tough year. We're not charging for parking this year, and then also too we've decreased the ticket price to try to get people out. It's like I said, it's been a tough year financially for a lot of people, and we want to make sure that we keep that in mind and give people something affordable to do. And also too, with that being said, kids are free this year. So, this is, we're trying to make it a family-friendly event. We want to encourage people to come out. And how do you encourage people to come out? Is you make it affordable. So that's what we've done.
Right now, this is basically, do you have some bluegrass involved this time?
We do have some bluegrass this year. It's one of the, tricks I have up my sleeve, but we do have some bluegrass.
Becky was there last year.
Becky Buller was there, Kenny Maness-Smith, and then Sam Bush. So last year had a really big bluegrass presence, which was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they're great players. And so,
absolutely.
Well, you just keep an eye on this guy right here, because he's blowing and going all the time doing something. He's like a coil spring, son. He just keeps on bouncing down the road.
Well, you kind of have to, right?
You have to, and I'm glad you do it right now.
Yeah, while you're young. Yeah.
While you're young, get it done, bud.
Yeah.
Because when you get here, you just don't have that kind of energy anymore. But I'm proud of you and know that you're always welcome, and congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I was worried last year that you might have gotten stung to the point that you wouldn't want to do it again.
Well, we got stung, but also it's a old adage in my life that was instilled in me as a kid is when you fall forward, right? You know,
Right.
And there was a lot of lessons learned last year, but hey, the beautiful thing is in life you can recover and you can move forward. And this year, a lot of the changes that we've made, if you was there last year, it'll make sense.
It'll
right?
make sense.
It'll make sense for sure.
Johnny Hill, let's go. We're going to go out there, and that's again October 2nd,
3rd, and 4th. Yep.
In
Lynchburg.
Not in Lynchburg. Well, it's sort of outside of Lynchburg.
Yeah, it's right outside Lynchburg.
All right,
you
go
about
online and find out what you need to do. Buy tickets and come see this young man. I guarantee you'll have a good time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. I just knocked the tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Well, good morning, all you wonderful people and viewers in TV land. It's good to be with you again on this 29th day of August. Month's about gone, but I'll tell you one thing right now, and thank you, camera lady and camera gentlemen, for putting a good, colorful, contrasted picture on the screen, and thank you, John, for that introduction. We're always glad to be here and share with you. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the wonderful philosophies and mottos, all of us, is that we need to share history, love, and photographs. And they can't be hidden or put in a barrel. They got to be shared. And we would like to share some of it with you today. We hopeful that you remember exactly what John and Jimmy were talking about earlier today. It's football time not only in Tennessee, but it's football time in Tullahoma, Tennessee. This week our wonderful Wildcats kick off their season with Franklin County at Wilkins Stadium, and guess what? We have the first 4 home games. The first 4 games are home games, and that's exciting because I know last year, I think the season was half over before we got to see a game in Tullahoma, and it's always exciting, and we know the youngsters that work so hard to provide a good weekend entertainment of football, and many of them have gone on to play in college, and some of them even are in the pro ranks. And when did this all start? Well, Tullahoma didn't even have a high school until 1922, and the first football team was a football team, high school 1922. Lee Collier and one of the Bills and Albert Graves and a whole bunch of fine young men got on the field. I think there were either 12 or 15 on the team that year, and they really came on. And of course the uniforms weren't much then. They didn't have much padding. I don't think they had shoulder pads back then. They had them on in their football pants, and I don't know whether they had cleats on their shoes or not, but that was when they got started. Prior to that, the private school, Fitzgerald Clark, had fielded a football team for several years, and they were quite good, and played junior colleges and others through the years. And my father was one of the football players on that team, and it was coached by the famous Wallace Wade. And then the football field up by the old high school on East Lincoln Street was called Wade Field in honor of Coach Wade that started the high school football program many years ago. And it progressed and progressed. Some of the early players that were that you I know the names, like the Owens brothers, Chunky, and our friends, Bill Cope and Howard Boyd, and many of those that played in the 30s. Merle Wellington and Carl Wellington played, and they were such wonderful. Bobby Prince and those. And one of the football players in the early days, Max Arnold, that went on to play at Middle Tennessee State University, and he was the first little All-American that came out of MTSU, and we're proud of him. He just passed recently, but he was a great football player. Mud House and Blue House, and many of those fellows that were really wonderful through the years. And we played up on Wade Field until, I believe, 1957, when the new high school was introduced on North Jackson Street on the Wilkins property, and rightly so, that the property that the high school is on now was part of the Wilkins estate, and they I guess gave or were part of the donors of the property the school was built on, and the stadium, football stadium, it was the first well-lighted high school football stadium in Tennessee. I mean, I know many other schools came to see how the Tullahoma football field was illuminated, and it was really great. Of course, they didn't have lighted stadiums until the late 30s, and they played on Friday afternoons, and the stores were all closed, and the fans would go up to Wade Field. See, they didn't even have bleachers then. They stood along the sidelines, and they'd run up and down the sidelines to watch the game. And I filmed the high school football games for 27 years, and it was always fun, except when we would go to Sparta or Lawrenceburg, and I believe it rained every time we went out of town to Sparta or Lawrenceburg, and it was really something. But we've had wonderful teams through the years, and traditionally, up until a couple of 3 years ago, the season ended with Tullahoma and Manchester playing, and I've forgotten what year that the coffee pot rivalry started, but that's been a tradition for many years, at least 50 years, and it's a great rivalry. And in those early days, before the modern stadiums were installed or built, the goalposts were made out of old beat-up rough 2x4s, and by the end of the season, they were pretty much worn out, and so whoever won the Tullahoma and Manchester football game got to tear down the opponent's, the loser's goalpost. And I remember one year, about 1940 or 41, they wouldn't let Tullahoma beat Manchester in Manchester and won the coffee pot, but they wouldn't let them tear down the goalpost. So a bunch of fans went up to Manchester about 2 o'clock in the morning and brought the goalposts back to Tullahoma and set them up in front of the old candy kitchen. And then the Manchester came down and got Tullahoma's goalposts and put them up in front of the courthouse there on the square in Manchester. But that was a great rivalry, and made many friends. And one of the things that I'm especially fond of remembering is our bands. The Tullahoma High School started their marching band in 1939. All 28 pieces of that crack Tullahoma marching band that performed at the half. And we made a great big T in the middle of the field and played our director that march. And we had a revolving T, and the fans really liked that. And it was a lot of fun doing that. And one of the great pastors was Chuck Rogers. I was trying to think of his name a minute ago. He was a great fellow that played in the middle 30s, and the Tullahoma Wildcats have always been strong. They've had good coaching, and we're really proud of them. Here is a picture of the 1958 football team, and that was a great team that year. And you'll, I'm sure, recognize some of those players that was at. I know Tommy Beam is in there, and he's head of the Jack Daniel Distillery now. And then going real quickly to the present team, Coach Olive has gotten them trained real good, and they're going to be playing this Friday night, and everybody turn out. There's a tailgate party, I think, starts about 6 o'clock, and the fever is really, Wildcat fever is really growing now, and we hope everybody will come on out and enjoy the game. We thank you for watching and hope you have a good day.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, And I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, Peg, we're back, and we're going to do a little promoting for not this Friday night,
but
next Friday
a week
night
from Friday
at
night,
South Jackson Civic Center. Isaac Eady.
Isaac Eady is doing a release album.
Right.
And it's going to be exciting. The Hamiltons, every last one of them, it seems, are going to be there. you know the three brothers that are so famous, and their sister Beth. These are uncles and aunts of.
Right.
And they're all part of this show, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and listen, this is a young man, Big Walter Hamilton's grandson,
right,
who is one of the most talented musicians that's ever come out of this town. And all of his boys, and this now is his grandson who's playing in New Orleans.
Isaac has been there for 2 years.
And a drummer, an incredible drummer.
And he also plays guitar and sings. He does it all. He's a multi-talented young man, and the fact that he wanted to come back here to Tullahoma to do his album release is really a compliment to us, and we're so proud to be part of that. We're going to show Ashley Brooks, who's going to do
a warm-up show.
Right. She's going to do a warm-up show at 7 o'clock, and then at 7:30 that night is when Isaac and the Hamiltons will take the stage.
And it's free. South Jackson Civic Center.
Well, we do suggest a $10 donation simply because some of his people have come a long way, and it's and he's come a long way.
Yeah.
But anyway, we encourage you to put a few dollars in your pocket and show up.
There you go. There you go.
And we'll have concessions.
Yeah, sure will.
We're going to show Ashley Brooks right now.
And we'll see you next time.
Over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of, once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream so far behind me. Oh, 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 where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly